Hello everyone, Josh12 back here again with another video. I'm here back on the TV couch. I guess that's what I'm going to call it now. I'm sorry for the appearance, but overall I'm working on the backgrounds for my TV show reviews, specifically the DC TV show reviews, which, seeing as how they're the only ones I'm doing live reviews for. So, there's that. Anyways, enough of my rambles that no one really cares about. Let's get into the newest premiere season that I have reviewed for, and that is of course the Flash review. Yes, Flash has returned and its epic season 3 premiere just happened, and I'm here to give you my official thoughts and review for it. Of course, I'm here to review the Flash Season 3, Episode 1, titled Flashpoint. Now, of course, if you've not seen the latest episode of the Season 3 premiere of The Flash, please go check it out because this review may contain spoilers. But that being said, let's get into the newest episode of CW's The Flash. Now, overall, ever since the end of Season 2, moving on now, the biggest question is what's going to happen next? We all knew that Flashpoint was going to be a major story point or arc that they were going to do for Season 3. And for me personally, I've actually stepped back and left myself in a shadow of not knowing anything for these upcoming programs. I'm super hyped for Season 3 of Flash. I am actually interested in seeing Arrow Season 5, and I'm actually really amped up to see Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow, surprisingly enough. And I've really have kept myself in the dark when it comes to information about the show, so there's a lot of things that are going on that I'm not really completely on board for, and there's a lot of things that I completely did not really know going into these shows. All I know so far going into the newest seasons for the CW DC programs is that The Flash will be tackling Flashpoint, which they just did. There'll be the Black Racer will be the main villain. Of course, there'll be some form of musical episode that we've heard about, and of course Supergirl will be tackling Superman, and of course Arrow will be doing their own thing, Legends of Tomorrow will be doing Justice Society, and at some point there will be a four-way crossover with all the DC CW programs. So there's a lot of good things to look forward to on CW Network when it comes to DC content, and that's all I know going in. And after witnessing the premieres, I'm fucking in love. I can't hide my vulgarity away. I can't shy away from it. This episode was phenomenal. Season 3 definitely opened up with a bang, and it was so consistent all the way through. Let's start off with my major positives. Before I get into that, story-wise, overall, ever since the end of Season 2, Barry has stopped the Reverse Flash from murdering his mother. Of course, spoilers for Season 2 finale, but that has created a new timeline that Barry is now currently living in, which he and the Reverse Flash have called Flashpoint, the Flashpoint timeline, where Barry is still the Flash. He still has his memories of the previous timeline. However, everything else has changed. Joe and Iris don't know him. Cisco is a billionaire for some reason. Caitlin Snow is doing her own thing. Reverse Flash doesn't exist. Wally West is the Flash, and of course there's this new villainous character that is essentially the Black Racer, but in the context of the show they call him the Rival. And that's pretty much the world that he has created for himself. And of course this episode and main timeline story arc that they attached for Season 3 is based off the Flashpoint storyline in DC Comics, which most of this episode is based off of. And even though I knew going in, because realistically when it comes to TV show effects and specific characters that CW can't work on because they're either in the movies or other TV shows, it's hard for them to do what they did in the comics. And even though I personally would have liked to have seen what they could have done with the comic book version, I still really loved and dug everything that they did in the TV show, and complete significant changes here and there did take away from, I guess, the comic book experience, but overall everything was really good. Everything was awesome in their own special way that the Flash knows how to do. And if there's anything to really bitch about is, I guess, the lack of Batman. I mean, overall, I'm a hardcore Batman fan, so no matter what happens or what anybody says, the biggest thing to ask for in any of these TV shows is, when's Batman showing up? And granted, it's one of those things that us Batman fans have to suck up and realize that it's never going to happen because of the bullshit TV show rights and Fox and Gotham and whatever the fuck they're doing. It's impossible to have Batman on TV, but I'm just saying, if Supergirl can have Superman, why can't CW get some of that Batman action? I mean, I'm just saying, they've been hinting for a while that they want to get the Bat family on board for CW, and Come on, let's get it moving here. I'm just saying, Jeff Johns, I know you're hard at work, you have that ironclad, and you're fucking working your ass off to make sure the DCU doesn't suck a big bag of dicks, which, unfortunately, it kind of has for a while, so he's busy, but when you're in your free time, come on, give us that give us some Batman on CW. I'm just saying, at least Nightwing. At least Nightwing. I'm just saying, Nightwing for Arrow. Someone make that happen, or Jeff Johns, get that shit done. You promised us last year, it didn't happen. This is the year we want us some fucking live action Nightwing. But whatever, it is what it is. Flashpoint has happened. Kid Flash, Wally West is the Flash in the new timeline. I really liked what they did with the character. I definitely would say that I wish he was a little bit more quippy and funny like he is in the comics, or at least in the cartoons, which most of us know him from. But overall, Kid Flash was great. The new way Iris was kind of played off was really nice. I mean, Candace Penn is really awesome, and she's been getting better and better every single season. The character Iris West gets better, and I feel like the actress gets hotter. I don't know what it is with these CW actresses, but every season that passes by, they get hotter and hotter and hotter. Fucking Candace looked amazing this episode, but her story arc was great. And Barry killed it. We get to see him actually live life with his family, which was awesome. It was cool to see John Wesley Shipp come back for some, you know, epicness, and we got to see the mom card, of course, played out again, but let's just face facts. The DCEU may have killed the mom card used for superhero characters, but the Flash knows how to do it, and do it correctly, and the mom card, I mean, it broke my heart. It was so awesome just to have those moments with Barry and his family, and a stress-free environment where he can actually live with his parents, something he's been fighting for since season 1. It's just a wonderful thing to see that go down. And it was really nice to see Cisco come back in this weird new version of himself. Overall, I feel like it was a little too corny and a little too cheesy the way they did Cisco in the Flashpoint timeline, but I liked it. It was okay. It kind of felt like something that the actor kind of wanted. Like, when they were like, hey, season 3, Flashpoint, we're going to do that. Well, I want my character to show up. He's a billionaire. He looks awesome. He's fucking a 10, and he's fucking giving everybody shit. That's what I want, and that's what they gave him. And you know what? I have no problems with it. Cisco rules, and it was cool to see him. Moving off of that, Reverse Flash. Reverse Flash has been held captive from Barry since season 2. A very interesting scope. It's really nice that we got to see more Reverse Flash. I really like the actor who plays him, and the character himself is hands down the best villain we've had in the entire series, so it was nice to have more Reverse Flash. And Barry, Grant Gustin, always kills. He's always really good, and I love his performance as Barry. Everything else, really nice. Going off of that, let's move into some negatives I had overall with the season premiere. Now overall, when it comes to my negatives, I do have very little ones, and most of them are really just nitpicky because this episode was great. Season 3 opened up with a bang, and I say that consistently because it was so freaking awesome and good. It was heartfelt, it was comedic, it was epic, the fight scenes, the special effects, really awesome stuff. But if there's anything that really bothered me is that, spoilers, but over the course of the episode, Barry realizes that it's time to go back to his original timeline, where he came from, because he's starting to lose memory from his past lives, which does happen in the comics, where when Barry does change the timeline, he forgets everything that happened prior, because he's getting, his body and mind is getting used to the current timeline he's living in, especially if he continues to use the Speed Force, as Reverse Flash states in the episode. And even though I like the idea of having this conflict, it would have been nice if they could have done something to drag out the Flashpoint timeline a little longer. I fell so much in love with the versions of the characters we got, with Wally West, Kid Flash, with, you know, all these weird things between Barry and Iris that are all in the up and up apparently, and I just love the little things that they did. And plus Barry's family, it would have been nice to have more time with them, and unfortunately this episode is kind of a one and done. In the course of the episode, Barry loses this, and he feels like, you know what, to save everyone from this conflict, it's time for me to go back and change things to the way they were. So he goes to Reverse Flash, frees him, and changes the timeline that was changed previously in the finale of Season 2. And even though it's very heartfelt and sad to see Barry's mom die for, like, I don't know, the billionth time on this fucking series, it was really sad to see that happen. And also it really sucked because, for one, this whole episode, if they wanted to, they could have dragged it out into an entire season. That's how good it was in this first episode. And maybe that's just the Flash creators and writers and Berlanti and everyone at CW who are just getting better and better at working on the Flash, but I feel like this episode went by way too quickly, no pun intended. It went way too quickly. They should have dragged it out because I really loved what they were doing. Granted, there were some other things that kind of sucked, like the fucking police department always sucks. I always feel like police departments in any comic book, book always suck, and it's always weird how like, oh, Flash and the rival are fighting all the way over there. Somehow we're gonna know that and go do something. I don't know. It was stupid. Iris and Barry's relationship existing in Flashpoint was a little weird. It's kind of like they don't know each other, yet all of a sudden they have feelings again like they did in the previous timeline. That was a little iffy. Caitlin Snow, the way they used her was, I know it was more like a joke, but it really was just completely shoehorned left field. They literally did that in the episode, and maybe that was the on-the-nose joke, but God, they should have just did something better with Caitlin Snow. And of course, not enough changes. There wasn't really a lot of changes done into the Flashpoint timeline than the previous one. Yes, Barry's parents are alive, Joe and Iris aren't really talking, and Wally is the Flash. Yeah, that's really different, but at least in the comics there was something really drastically changed, and not only to Flash's life, but to everyone else. I mean, Batman, for God's sake, was dead, and his father was Batman, and he was a murderous, crazy man, kind of similar to his movie counterpart, no pun intended, or maybe, I don't know. But overall, it would have been cool to have more changes with the timeline, but as is, it's already cool. I liked it. I really wish they could have stayed on with this timeline, but it is what it is. But overall, the episode was great. I loved it. It was funny, heartfelt, great, and I can't wait to see more from this season. This season is already freaking a million times better than what I've seen previously, and that's saying a lot. But with that being said and done, overall, my final verdict, if I have to give it out to right now, I give this episode premiere, the Season 3 premiere, Episode 1, Flashpoint, my final verdict is a 9.5 out of 10. But with everything being said and done, my final verdict stands as a solid 9.5 out of 10. This season premiere was amazing, and I can't wait to see the rest of The Flash. But with that being said and done, let me know what you personally think and what you thought about what I had to say within this episode in the comment section below. If you have any differences, let me know in the comment section below what you thought of Flashpoint. But with that being said and done, a quick little update. I will be reviewing Arrow tomorrow on Wednesday night, so be on the lookout for that. And of course, next week will be the season returns for Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow. So I will be reviewing them as well, so be on the lookout for that. With all that being said and done, I hope you guys enjoyed. And shameless plug time. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh12. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already. And hope you guys enjoyed. And this has been Josh12.